Hi, and welcome back to the 50 Shades of Blonde show on WCOBM. Next to me is a man that I admire greatly. His name is Jordan Adler, and he's going to be joining us. And he's an author, and I just want to read something from the back of his book. This is his book right here, Beach Money. And he's going to be telling you about his new book that's going to be coming out too. Jordan Adler went from living in a 400 square foot garage in Tempe, Arizona, earning $14,000 a year, to becoming a multimillionaire in a few short months. But he didn't earn a penny in his first 11 years in business. He was a 13-year overnight success. Today, his success speaks for itself. He has earned in excess of $20 million in his network marketing career. And Jordan's monthly residual income is 5 times bigger than his annual pay the last time he had a job. There's a lot to talk about just in that short little piece, isn't there?
Well, thank you for having me on the show.
Welcome. We're glad to have you. I'm so thankful that you're here and that
you.
you're in town. So tell us a little bit about how Jordan Adler made that journey from living in a garage to living high on a hill in Mount Charleston and other places.
Well, I grew up in the south suburbs of Chicago, and I moved to Arizona back in the early 80s with a guitar, a suitcase, and $250 with a degree in landscape architecture. And I didn't grow up in an entrepreneurial family, but for whatever reason, I was kind of wired as an entrepreneur. Just like we are, we're different. There's something different about us. And so I started answering classified ads and started applying for different business opportunities that were out there that were being just advertised in the newspaper. And every one of them, every one of them looked good, and I would get involved, and I'd pay a little money to get started in the business, and I'd go to a couple of their meetings and listen to some of their cassette tapes, and I'd get really excited about it. And then after 2 or 3 months, I would get discouraged and I would quit. And I did this over and over and over again for 10 years with 11 different companies.
Wow.
Never made a penny in any of them, and never signed up a single person. Every one of them was exciting in the first month or two, but then I would get discouraged. And then in 1992, I joined my 12th company, and in that company, it was like what they say, when preparation and opportunity come together. It was a great opportunity, and I was prepared. I'd been studying for years. I'd been reading books and listening to audios and meeting successful people, and it all was within me. It didn't have to do with the compensation plan. It didn't have to do with the product. It didn't have to do with the leadership or anything like that. It had to do with me. And my perspective shifted, and in 1992, I finally figured out how to give a simple presentation, and I just did that every single week, multiple times a week for 13 years, and built a significant organization with lots and lots and lots of customers using our service, and that resulted in a substantial residual income stream. And that was on my in my 11th year, 12th company. And I was with that company for 13 years, and I'd still be with them today if they were still around, but they went away. And so I joined a new company about 14 years ago, and that's the company I'm with today. And I did the same thing here that I did in the last company, because I'd learned my lessons. I'd learned the basics, the fundamentals of building a successful business. And so I just applied those same fundamentals to what I do here into my new business. And my business took off. They say when somebody's good in sales, when they become good in sales, they can go to any good sales organization and become successful, because they've got the skills and the mindset of a successful salesperson. It's not luck. It's having the right mindset and the right set of skills.
So I would have to ask you, because I know that there's people that give up on dreams just like one shot. What kept you going 11 times?
Well, the truth is, people ask me that question a lot, and the truth is, I gave up on my dreams every year. It's just that I kept coming back. Most people don't come back.
Right.
So I would quit. So people say, well, what caused you to keep going? Well, I didn't keep going. I quit. I kept quitting for months, and then I would get back involved, and then I would quit again. And that plan doesn't work. It doesn't work in any business. It doesn't work in network marketing. It doesn't work in traditional business. You can't get started in a business, work for 2 or 3 months, get discouraged, and quit and expect success. There's no book that was written called How to Quit Your Way to Success. It just doesn't work that way. It's getting started in a business and being willing to ride the ups and the downs. You're going to have lots of days that you're not going to want to do it.
Yeah.
That's normal in any business. There are as many days as you're going to want to do your business, there are days that you don't want to do your business. And the people that make it are the ones that do it based on not how they're feeling, but based on what they're committed to. So you build your business based on your commitment, not based on your emotion. If you're building your business based on emotion, you'll never make it.
Right.
That is so true.
I agree.
I hope you're all writing this down.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that sets you apart too is you're really great at giving back to others, to the community. And one of the things that you're doing right now that I love is called Card Flurry.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure. So anybody can go to our website and for free register. The list is not used for anything other than this. It's cardflurry.com, cardflurry.com. And once a month, we, usually through the press, we discover someone that, or a family or an individual that is in need of emotional support, community, possibly gifts or money. It could be, we had a little boy, Willie Young III. His nickname is 3, and he was at a birthday party in Encino, California, and there was a drive-by shooting, and he was 5 years old, and he was shot and paralyzed from the neck down. And so it was on the news in LA, and somebody submitted on the website. They have to submit it on the website. And then we do one a month. I'm getting like 3 to 5 a day, but we only do one a month. And we feature that person. We put it on the fan page. There's a Card Flurry fan page. We also then send an email out to everybody that's registered. And so thousands of people get an email saying, send a card or a card and a gift to this individual or this family that's in need right now. And every month we do a different one. So if you go on the fan page, you'll see all the different ones we've featured over the past year now. We've been doing it every month for about a year. I think we've done 11 of them. And every story is just heart-wrenching, and we just do our best to help to lift up a family or an individual that's in dire need of some support.
And it usually gets on the news.
Yeah, we've
Right.
been on the news, I think,
Yeah.
5 times as a result of this, yeah.
That's very cool.
Which helps to grow the community, which creates more support for the next person that
Right.
is in need.
And then can you actually send a card to a previous person or
Yeah,
just for that?
absolutely. They're
you
all on
can?
the fan page. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can go and usually through the press, through just, using the internet, you can learn more about that family or individual and what's happened since the accident or since, whatever. I mean, we even celebrated Marty Allen's 90th birthday. I think it was his 90th birthday. And so
That was cool.
we sent cards to Marty Allen, cards and
Aw.
gifts to Marty Allen. So every month it's somebody that we want to celebrate or somebody that needs some support. Yeah.
That's awesome. So let's talk about this for a minute. This is his book. So tell us a little bit about Beach Money.
So Beach Money is it compares linear income to nonlinear income. Linear income is working once, get paid once. Nonlinear income is work once, get paid hundreds of times. So it talks about the benefits of having a nonlinear income. I was introduced to it by a book that I read in the 80s by a guy named Don Failla that wrote a book called The 10 Napkin Presentations. He talked about residual income, and I'd never heard of residual income. Today, we hear about it all the time, and still half the population doesn't believe it's true, but it's everywhere.
It's true.
Every wealthy person, anybody who's ever gone from having nothing to having a lifestyle that that gives them freedom, got it through most not all got it through a residual income, meaning they're getting recurring income off work that they did one time. So Beach Money talks about how to create that, but most of all it helps people with their belief, because the number one reason people don't get the lifestyle that they desire, because when they're honest, when people are really honest with themselves, they want more. Now they might not tell you they want more, but the only reason
want
they
more.
Yeah.
the
I
only
want
reason
you.
the only reason they don't tell you they want more is because they've given up on their dreams. And
Right.
so what we help people to do through Beach Money is to help them to dream again, and then to give them a vehicle, show them a vehicle, which is, there are vehicles out there, are many vehicles out there that throw off residual income. And I started to believe that it was possible when I was in my 20s, and I never gave up on my dream. I kept going back until I figured it out. And I learned the system, and the system is not hard. It's simple, but it's all in the book. But the book helps people to believe it's possible. And that's the first step. I remember after being involved in network marketing for 11 years and never having gotten a check, not one single check in network marketing, I remember sitting around a table with a group of 5 individuals and couples that were all 5- and 6-figure monthly residual income earners. And I had never made money in network marketing. And I listened to them talk to each other. And as I was talking with them and listening, it hit me. It really hit me that I can do this because they are no different than me. And you know what? You're no different than me or anybody else. It's like learning the base. It's like you got to learn skills. You got to learn the skills of your job or your
Right.
craft or your trade, whatever it is. So it's just a matter of shifting your focus a little bit and focusing on something that will produce residual income so that the work you do today pays you in the future, and the work you do in the future pays you in the future, and over time you accumulate an income stream
Right.
so that at some point your income monthly equals your bills. And I don't mean you have to go to work to get it. I mean that your residual income equals your
Right.
bills. What if your income and your bills were what if your income rose to meet your bills, and then at some point, and then you didn't have to go to work to get it? What would your life be like? And that's what got me excited. That's what got me excited when I read that first book. It's like, I want to get to a point where I don't have to go to work for money anymore. And I believed it was possible. And so I went out and created that by aligning myself with the right people, the right opportunities, the right mindset, and the right skills.
Which is hugely important. I talk a lot about that, about Jim Rohn says, you become like the 5 people that surround you. And that is so true. It's hard to have a huge dream when everybody around you doesn't.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You kind of like stand alone. I want to tell you, when I read your book for the first time and I listened to the audios, I racked my brain because I was thinking, I love what I do. How could I make what I do turn into a residual thing, right?
Right.
So, and I would ask people, oh man, that's so hard. You have to sell something. You need to get like a side business or something. Until one day somebody told me, you've created a lot of content over the years in training, haven't you? Yes. Why don't you sell it to businesses?
Yeah.
And it's like, ding ding. So I want to thank you for that, because you really got me thinking about how I could get residual income from my business
Yeah.
doing what I do.
Well, and thank you for being such a big supporter of Beach Money and for sharing it with so many people.
You're welcome. It's a great book. You have
Thank
to get
you.
it again. Beach Money,
Thanks.
Jordan Adler. It's awesome. So now you have a little side business.
Well, hey, can we talk about are we going to talk about the other book later? Or
Oh yeah, tell us
We-
about the new book.
can we do that real
Yes,
quick? Just real
yes.
quick, because it's different than this book. So there, and I won't spend a lot of time on it, but just say that there's a new book. This book is the revised version of the original, which just came out like 10 days ago. So it's got a bunch. If you've read Beach Money, it's got more chapters in it. But the new book comes out on the 10-year anniversary of Beach Money, which is March 9th, and that's called Better Than Beach Money. And it's really about how a simple, minor shift in focus can change everything in your life. So, and that book is available for pre-sale on Amazon right now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So better than, how can it be better? Really,
have to
but
read the
better
book.
than Beach
Yeah.
Money. I'm going to ask you one question. I'm going to put you on the spot. So, if you had somebody that is in a place right now where they're just stuck, right?
Yeah.
What's the first step they should take?
Well, I think typically when somebody gets stuck, it's because they're in their head. They need to get outside of themselves. That's the first step. Depends on what that stuck looks like, whether it means they're depressed, whether they're anxious, angry, just holding on to their past. I was in Cancun, this was a few years ago, and I was going down. It was early in the morning, and there was a big storm out at sea. And I was going down to the gym early in the morning, and I woke up, and the wind was whistling through the sliding glass doors. And I remember walking outside, and the skies were black over the ocean, and the wind was blowing. And I walked down onto these wooden steps down onto the sand, and I walked across the sand, like kind of leaning into the wind. And I got to the gym, which was a freestanding building out on the beach, like at 6 a.m. And the doors were locked, and so I couldn't go in, so I sat down on the steps, and I was just watching the storm. And then off in the distance I saw this wooden post, and there was a pelican on the post. And the pelican spread its wings, and the wind just lifted it up off the post, and it hovered in the wind for a couple minutes, and then it went to fly off, and it flew, and it got about 10 feet, and a tether was attached to its ankle. And so as soon as it hit the end of the tether, it literally fell down into the sand. And so it got up, and it kind of shook itself off, and it spread its wings and lifted up back up onto the post. And then it did it again. It spread its wings. It started to hover for a few seconds, and the wind tried to fly off, and bam, it hits the end of the tether and falls down into the sand. And it did this like 3 times. It was way off in the distance, and I was watching this, and I was thinking to myself, as long as that pelican is tethered to the post, it will never be able to fly. And it's not that the pelican can't fly. It could go to the best pelican training coaches in the world and to learn how to fly better, but as long as it's tethered to the post, it's never going to be able to fly. And so that pelican needs to be untethered in order to be able to exercise its God-given talents to fly. And that's what happens when people get stuck. They're usually holding on to something that's keeping them tethered to the post. And it's about letting go. It's a simple thing. It's not a training. It's not a how-to. It's about letting go of whatever it is that's holding you onto your past, that's keeping you from achieving whatever it is you want.
I think we've all
Wow.
been there at one point or time, you know. I know I have.
It's usually a belief.
Yeah.
It's a mindset. It's around a belief or a limiting belief, something that you don't believe is possible for you, but really is. But you're holding on to this belief that it's not.
Thank you for sharing that. That's awesome.
Really?
It's a cool story.
That's in Better Than Beach Money, by the way.
Yay! See, there you got a little snippet of his new book right there. So tell us a little bit about your side business that you're into.
My little tiny side business. I've been for the past 13 years. I'm with an internet-based greeting card and gifting company where, from an app on your phone, you can send physical cards and gifts in the mail. Today I got a really great message we were at a cigar place in Salt Lake City actually recently, and the guy in there treated us great. And while I was sitting in the car before I even left the parking lot, I sent him a nice gift and a card with pictures from inside the cigar place. Right from my phone I did that, and it went in the mail. Well, he received it today, and I got a picture of the card and the gift and a nice message from him. It opens doors. It's just a way to express gratitude and appreciation. It's a way to say thank you. It's a way to really the law of reciprocity in full force, where when you do nice things for people, they want to do nice things for you. And so we're the kindness company. We send out kindness every day in the form of cards and gifts, and you take pictures from your phone and put them on cards, but you do it right from an app, and it goes in the mail. And right now with the holidays, we're doing between 500 and 800,000 cards a day.
Wow. That's crazy.
500 and 800,000 cards per day. We've sent out about 140 million cards since we started.
Wow. Well,
That's
I know
amazing.
I use it.
Yeah.
I used it today and yesterday.
It's awesome, isn't it? Do you use the app or do you do it from your computer?
I've done both.
Yeah.
But I just love it because I get all into creating this thing with putting the
Sure.
pictures in, and it just makes the card so much more special.
So my friends Todd and Carla Falcone. Oh, we're running out of time here, I guess. But I won't.
Keep going.
My friends Todd and Carla Falcone. Their son made a little thing for me, and a little art project, and I sent him a card today just thanking him with a picture of it and a little gift, some almonds, just to say thank you. But we can do that. Yeah.
I know so many realtors and insurance agents that has completely turned their business around, by using send out cards.
Yeah. We have a lady that's going to be on our show tonight that she's gotten in 1 month she's gotten $1 million worth of listings as a result of using Send Out Cards. She spent less than $1,000 on Send Out Cards gifts and cards, and she's gotten $1 million in 1 month. She's gotten $1 million worth of listings.
That's
she's going to be
crazy.
on. She's going to be on our conference call tonight.
Awesome.
Great.
So let me ask you real quick. Don't pay any attention to that. How can people get a hold of you to find out information for Send Out Cards?
Very simply, I mean, just beachmoneyjordan@gmail.com
Okay.
would probably be best. I'll leave my phone number, 602-850-4440. 602-850-4440.
You heard it right here.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Jordan, I can't thank you enough. You're always supportive of me and my events, and I just appreciate you so much.
Well, I love what you do, and I really appreciate how you support Beach Money.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Jordan Adler, everybody. Beach Money is the book. You can contact him at his phone number. He gave it out for the world.
Yes, he did.
So thank you for joining us, and we'll be right back with our next segment.